What's up guys, Jared here with another terrifyingly tense movie review. As most of you guys know, I absolutely do not like scary movies at all, but every now and then a movie will grab my attention and I just have to know what it's about. And that's exactly the case with A Quiet Place, directed by Jim from The Office, John Krasinski. This is one of my most anticipated of 2018, so does it live up to the hype? Let's find out. So A Quiet Place is set in the near future. I think it's like 2020. Anyways, Earth has kind of become this dystopian landscape, and there's these strange creatures that kind of taken over. But the thing is, these creatures can't see, they're blind. Oh, well, perfect. We just sneak around, everything will be fine. Not exactly. These creatures actually have a super duper sense of sound. They could literally hear a pin drop. So yeah, daily life is pretty much a struggle for John Krasinski, Emily Blunt, and the rest of the family as they try to live their lives while being absolutely quiet at all times. Wow, so A Quiet Place is exactly what I wanted from this film. This whole idea intrigued me ever since the first trailer, and this movie definitely lived up to all of the tension that it promised. I can't even begin to tell you how tense this movie was. I thought it would be more on the scary side of the spectrum, but it was more of like this tense thriller. The fact that these characters have to be absolutely silent at all times just gave me anxiety. Don't chew your food that loud, what are you doing? There were so many scenes where I was basically just sitting there holding my breath, waiting for this tense outcome. The thing that made this even better was the fact that everyone in the audience was absolutely quiet as well. It made for this like communal experience, and it was really cool. Except for that trying to open his Twizzlers the whole time. Just give it up, dude. A lot of the tension in this movie actually came from the characters and their actions. This movie had roughly around 150 actually spoken words, maybe, and the rest of the movie was like sign language with subtitles or gestures and looks. So a lot of the emotion and tension actually came from the characters' reactions. And I gotta say, they did a great job at doing this, showing the love between two characters or the absolute terror from a character as they come face to face with one of these creatures. I'd say the plot for this movie was alright. It's better than worse. It's basically these characters having to live their life, be absolutely quiet, while trying to survive and avoid these strange creatures. But there are a few other aspects that develop the characters and really add depth to the movie. It's a quick get in, get out sort of movie, clocking in at roughly 95 minutes, but it accomplished everything that it needed to do. Adding to the plot, the world building was done with pretty much no dialogue, but rather visuals and newspaper clippings, which I thought was really cool. It definitely gave me this Fallout / Last of Us vibe, with these very few characters kind of scavenging, getting by in this dystopian landscape with these weird creatures after them. There were other characters around, but they seemed to stick to themselves. It would have been interesting to get a look into other people's lives, kind of how they handled their day-to-day life compared to our main characters, but the scavenging in town, the farm setup, the tech setup really told us a lot about the world and their situation. There were a few things that I was really curious about, like could they listen to music, and if so, what kind? Luckily they answered that question. I'll give you a hint.
Wait till I show you this. Hey girl, wait till I show you this. You will never get enough.
Now, I'm not saying A Quiet Place was absolutely perfect. There were a few things that kind of spoiled the movie for me, one of which was the trailers. The first trailer did a great job at setting up this world, how they have to be really quiet and everything like that, but after that, do not watch any more trailers. You want this movie to be a complete surprise, but unfortunately for me, there were a few things that were ruined. Also, just another small thing, but why the hell are you trying to have a family and kids with all of these creatures just running around? Terrible idea. Plus, how the heck did you get your freak on without being loud?
Get your freak on. Quiet!
Oh, sorry, Missy Elliott. You're right. Overall, A Quiet Place was maybe the most tense I've ever been in a movie theater for 90-some minutes. With loads of tension, a plot that didn't drag on, and some awesome world building, but with some predictable scenes and maybe a few other small things, I'd recommend checking out A Quiet Place. This was one of my most anticipated of 2018, and it definitely deserves it. What did you think of A Quiet Place? Was it the tense and terrifying flick you were hoping for? Or was this just 90 minutes of people talking very softly? I want to hear about it in the comments below. As always,